Yo. SQL Code of Ethics. I think I did a while ago. I think I thought it was pretty funny. I think it's pretty based, honestly. It's pretty funny. Like, who cares? It's just like, it just shows, I don't know. It's all, whatever. I don't think I really want to talk about it. Okay, let's go and see if we can just like execute something simple. Let's see if we can execute something simple, right? We have something like using GNOME. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Been waiting for this. Okay, so let's think about this. So we have a parser. I guess we need to eval.ml. Let's go stir. We have parse.parse stir. Let statements is this. And assert false, something like this. I don't know. Do that like this. Let's expect test. So what do we want to try? Let's just try like something with addition, right? Where we just say, I guess we could just do it for like an expression, right? We're eventually going to need to have some state, right? But we won't do it for right now. So let's just go something like let result is eval string expr 5.
Yeah.
What up, Cracktoon? So what do we want to get from this? We have an AST, right?
We should have used Elixir.
Oh no!
Ryan was right.
Ryan was right. Yeah, yours played already, Cracktoon. Because you sent your first message of the day. At some point, it would be probably good if someone's sending a theme song message, we don't play their theme song. Maybe it wouldn't be super hard. Chat handler. Where do we do, we broadcast an event here. Don't broadcast theme song. Right. Yeah. So somewhere that we're handling event.chat, but I don't remember where. Oh, right here. So then this would just be, we just would not want to do it if you had theme song here, basically, right? Full-time server creator. Chat should have a message. Message should have a text, right? Text. And is there like starts with? Oh, we can just do this. If not string dot starts with text. Oops. Theme song. And like this, right? That's probably good. I wish you can pass token defs and config into OCaml. What do you mean? Token defs and CFG. Oh, context free grammar. Paste it in directly? I don't know. Okay, this one's fine. This is good though. So there you go. So now it should be that if people say theme song, it should not play their theme song to start with, which should be nice. Yeah, I mean, yours is already played, Shirai. So I mean, it's like that's okay. It's already gonna be played today. It didn't play. See, it works. Nice. True. Good point. Good point. Good point. So what? Is it just that we would have like? So I'm thinking, how would I do this, right? An expression is gonna have some expression here. We can just go match expr with add. Let open AST in add, right? Of left, right. Oh, and then both of these should be like it's just like we don't even have this as a very good way right now, right? It's like, okay, we have two numbers, then we're gonna return left plus right. Right? Number is an expression though as well, right? Yeah. We need like a value, right? So we need some type that it's a value. It's done. We can add. But this isn't right, really, right? Because this is like some AST thing. But what we need are like actual values, right? Because we need to turn this into a value and we need to turn this into a value. And then we need to get the value of both of them together, right? So we need something like type value, right? And this can once again be number, right? Like this is what we would have. I mean, I guess this is easier to just say float is float. Right, like that's what it is. We're going to turn it into a float. So then you'd have like number of float. That just gets directly turned into float. Float, like this, right? And then here you would have float, right? Like that's what should happen. This eval expert is going to take an AST expression and return us a value. So then what we should have here is we should just have left, right? And then we just go left. We can't add anything else, right? What happens if you try and add two things in OCaml and it's not, they're not, let left is eval expr left, let right is eval expr right, right? And then now these should both be here. Then you have to match left, right with float left, float, whoops, float right. Oops. So this is basically like this, right? We can have other types too, right? We could have Boolean of bool. Turn to level, not sure what to build. An interpreter in OCaml of Lua. Yeah, we'll turn this into something that returns a result and everything like this later, and we can raise an error and all this good stuff, right? I'm just like, I don't really know. We're just gonna play around with the idea and see what happens, right? I think this is pretty similar to what we did. I don't remember what I did when this was in are my rewards working? We probably should, maybe we'll just oops. Are they still working? Okay, nice, they are. Move this out and pass a function to do the operation fun. A, B, float, A plus B to avoid repetition in the operation. Yeah, right. Yep. Yeah, I know. For add, they can each be, like, add can return the operator. We can do it for a bunch of bin ops and stuff. That's totally fine. But I just sort of, we're sort of going to get there, right? So what do I want to do? We should just do, we'll just do add deriving show, right? And then this result should be a value. So we'll just go, let print expr stir is thumped show value or value eval string expr stir. Promote. It's just so freaking easy, chat. It's just literally this easy. I mean, we're already done. We did the whole language. Yeah, the interpreter book's great. So then we just do yeah, so what's the easiest way we can do this for? We can just do I don't know if I want to write it in a different way, really. I guess we can say like let math oops and I've been writing too much elixir. Let left is eval expr left in oh, this can be math bin up. Whoops, not math. Let right is eval expr right, and then we'll do something like this, right? Match left, right with. These are the only ones we can do anything with right now. So I should be able to just do here math bin up right? And that should still work. Yep. Then we can do sub mul div sunglasses mode. What? So then we can go 5 to I don't know, 1 divided by this. Is that right? 5, 1/10, 26. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, look at that, chat. We already have a calculator. We got a calculator. Nice. We obviously need to do a string of string. How does many handle precedence? We wrote it to handle precedence. That's how. So if we have a string, man, it's awesome. OCaml can tell the difference between these two. Okay, so let's say we go hello world. This should let us just have a string. Whoops. We can promote that. And we get a string. Very cool, chat. Very cool. Okay, so then we want to say we want to make a function. And then execute it, I guess, right, or something? We don't have any way to like look up variables. We don't have like an environment, right? Like that's what we need to do is we need to have an environment and each like an expressions can't update the environment. Only statements can update the environment. So we need to do like, I think that's probably true because Lua doesn't have any sort of like plus plus or any of this other dumb stuff that makes languages stupid. Right, so we should do we should check if something's equal. I wonder if there's a really easy way to check we need triple equals. We don't need triple equals. We only need 2. So let's say we have this, right? And we have equals, left, right. Okay. So then this one seems kind of annoying, does it not? Welcome, Vivek. I don't know what the right way to write this would be, right? Like, so one thing I'm thinking is, okay, well then we need to make a Boolean of, and then we basically want to do like, expr equals. I think there's like ppx deriving. There is an equals one, right? Like a few of these we probably can just use. I don't know if this will work. It's a good first approximation. Some of these it won't be true. For example, like Like if you have a negative of a negative, that's not going to work, right? Like, so we need to still like, we still need to eval these two things. No, because we still need to go basically. Yeah, we need to go let left is eval expr left. In let right is eval expr right in. And now we can check if they're equal. Which I think probably we can do equal value. Left, right, something like this. And probably we can just say that this needs to do equals, and then we'll go to our Dune and we'll go to lib, and then we want to do ppx deriving equals value equals equal value. Oh, and then that should be Boolean. So this probably doesn't work. Oh, what up, Emil? This won't work like properly, I don't think. Can text on mode text changed instead of normal to say easy mode? Yeah, you can put whatever you want there. Hello equals hello. True, nice. Print expr. Actually, let's do it like this. 5.0 equals 5 times 1 times 2 divided by 2. Something like this, right? Yeah, that works just fine. We can test a bunch of these in a row. Oh, we don't have tables yet. 5.1. Then this should say false. Yeah, we don't have this problem. We don't have this problem here. No, like this doesn't work, right? This is the way that you would want this to be. When reading OCaml, FTML generalization. OCaml type burns is super cool. Use Lua to make people use OCaml. We got the big brain strats here, chat. Yeah, we've been doing some stuff behind the scenes for it. Okay, well that at least gets us like at least a little bit far. There's a bunch of problems that are not going to be true about this, right? So for example, if like these two things are tables, well, I guess a value would be like, okay, you'd have a table of, I don't know, identifier. Something like this, right? Which is like gonna also be some string. Like, because really you have like an address, right? You got my a minute after I sent it. Nice. Well, I got it now. Are you gonna do another iconic talk? I hope so. Who knows? Is the proper answer though. Add mob. We need like subopponent less than equal. Who knows? Who knows? We also can do ORD, I guess, is probably fine. I think we probably can do ORD as well. Or else for types to override a comparator as type TT bool, and for equal and TT int if ORD comparator returns value and outside this behavior is unspecified. So we can do, if we go back to EQ here, we'll just go ORD, and then we'll need to add the same thing here. Whoops. Because then we can do basically all of our like less thans and stuff too, right? Where we can say, right now this will error. So if we say this is greater than 5.1, this should return true. But we error here because we don't have greater than yet. So now instead of also doing math bin ops, we should do let's bool bin op left right is this and this. We can do the same stuff here, but we don't have to match like this. We just go boolean of op left right like this. And maybe we need to handle a few of these separately or not. Do you speak Dutch given your last name? I do not. It would be cool if I did, but I do not. So then this is bool bin op equal value left right. If you have a chair only talk, that'd probably be sweet. Would you ever do a quickfire Lua tutorial? I've been thinking about maybe doing like a Lua tutorial, or maybe even a Lua. Fabi, did you watch the video yet? By the way, did you watch it? Because I feel like you'll like it a lot. I feel like you'll like it a lot. Okay, nice. How'd you like the ending? I feel like you really enjoyed the last 30 seconds. I mean, the whole thing hopefully gives some good points and some valid, some valid ideas, but so this should be compare value left right. But this, we don't really want to do compare value. We want to do fun LR compare value LR greater than 0, right? Isn't that what we want to do? Structure type bool and structure type value. I didn't really want to see everything anyways, so that's fine. Value compare value int. Oh, whoops. Bool bin op. There we go. 0 different number systems. That was cool. Thanks. I just like, it's just, I just feel like it's kind of okay to have slightly different. It's okay for things to sometimes be different. So we can also do let compare bin op. Can Melky speak? Does Melky speak Dutch? I don't know. You have to ask him. He speaks Russian though, which is pretty interesting. Bool bin op fun LR compare value. Okay, so now we can say compare bin op, which is actually so cool. Dude, it's actually so cool to write like this. Nice. Doesn't speak English though. That part's tough, yeah. I thought it was funny that Fibonacci was kind of the guy who starts popularizing it in like in Europe, just because like everyone knows Fibonacci just because he's got Fibonacci sequences, The first index, and I'd be like, read the sentence again slowly. Yeah, I know. Well, that was like, let me start off with my 0th argument. Oh wait, that's actually my first argument. I just had a good time with the video. I don't know. Maybe it was like, it might be dumb, but whatever. Whatever. It was a great video. Thanks. I might do some more kind of goofy, like it's still supposed to be thought provoking. You know what I mean? Like the goal was to get people to have their brain thinking a little bit at least. So that's fun. Is Fibonacci 0 or 1 sequence? Fully converted to a teach man now. Nice. Nice. Dozens of us. Does first have to be the same as 1 though? Well, clearly not, because we have first meaning 0. But I think which one is better? I think the example I gave of third. Like, are you really going to tell me when I say third, you're thinking 2? I'm in third place. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. We have first because we work with first so often that our brain does like check to make sure which context we're in, I feel like. But like second, third, fourth, fifth, you're never thinking, yeah, fifth, that means 4. Like, it's just, that's not real. That's okay. I'm not saying we should switch all the languages to 1, you know what I'm saying? But it is sort of just like, can you guys stop giving Lua such a hard time for being right? Dreambirds already start at -1. I like the quote where it's like, something along the lines of everyone fighting about 0 versus 1, and my, compromise solution was we do 0.5, but nobody liked that one. Wait a boy, say 1 is easy argument. It's hard to program into Intuit 0 index because of its ubiquity. Am I going to Brazil? No, I wish. English centuries are 0 index and it messes with my brain every time. Yeah, and it's just dumb as well. You kind of can say the third element was the second element considering you start from 0. Hoglaying uses a pointer offset that starts in random memory. You got to guess and check your way back to success. Now that's programming. It's rooting out the skill issues. That's gatekeeping. I like it. Chat, we already have like a big calculator here. So you don't say third but second. It doesn't make any sense really, and my head hurts. Yeah. I ruined a lot of people's day today, I think, with that video, but what can you do? Only improved devs can use hoglang. Nice. Vibe-based auth. I like it. I was like that Colin has a first function on iterable type supports your video. Yes, exactly. You should just use iterators, right? That's that wasn't a joke. That part's the serious part of the video. We just have to find a new word for first, really. Yeah, that's gonna go over well. A programmer solution. We could think about maybe changing our little programs to maybe have 1, or we could change everybody's English. Iterator like is generally just an idea that you use sort of like functions to iterate over things, right? So like list.iter. This is like, hey, I've got a function and we've got a list, and you're gonna apply this function to every item in the list, right? But you could do like right, Rust has them. Other like, there's a bunch of OCaml has this concept also of like sequences, which are kind of like them. Or like thing.mean. No, if like in I mean, you kind of do it when you do something like this. Like this is for const x of, my list. And then you go x dot, whatever, print x, doesn't really matter. This is kind of like an iterator, right? In a sense that like, it's not actually, you know what I'm saying? First head, all other ordinals, tail, yeah. Right? For thing in thing, print thing. Yeah, exactly. Like, because you're not indexing into the array, you're iterating over the array. Cooler would be like my list dot, filter. And we'd say, x greater than 0, something like x greater than 0 dot, map x plus 1, dot collect vec string. I don't know, int, right? It's this concept of like you're using functions and applying them over data and other things like this, right? I just mixed like 8 different languages in that example. But then you could do like my list dot take one, right? This would get the first one. And then this might return a new, this might mutate this one. Depends on the language, what's more idiomatic, right? Right, but like this might drop something from the front of it, right? And then you'd have first is this. And then, you know, or maybe it would say like rest. And then you could do rest map, you know, something here, and first map, or for, you know, do something with first rest map some other thing. This kind, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right, it just depends what you're trying to, but I'm just saying like you can do this kind of idea, right? Where you like take one. I'm just going to take one from the sequence. That's the first one. I'm going to take one of them. Right? Next returns node, next returns node, next. Yep, yeah, exactly. So Rust all of a sudden, that was beautiful. Yeah, it's easier to write maybe in Rust than some other options. Like Rust has nice, some nice properties around iterators. I think it does a nice job with it. It's hard for me not to see that syntax and not to see tuple unpacking. Yeah, I mean, in that case, I was giving you an example where you could say first and rest is list.take, you know, one or something like this. That's probably not what you'd want to do. But like in OCaml, you're not going to mutate this one probably, right? So you need to like get the rest of your iterator. In Rust, you do, you know, let mute my iter is, you know, list.iter or something like this, right? And then you do my iter.take 3 or something like this, or drop 3. And then you do my iter.map the rest, right? This kind of thing, right? Because the iterable itself is getting mutated, like the state inside. It's keeping track of where it is in the sequence. Yeah, and then it's like, actually, no, you can't do this. This list has something that's owned by this thing, and you can't share them, and you might exit. And then you're like, oh my goodness, I quit. What's the font name, by the way? Why didn't that work? Huh. It's Berkeley Mono. You lose Lua to make a compiler for OCaml, and then they compile each other recursively. Nice. Back to OCaml. I thought Elixir was your new friend. I can write more than one language, okay? You can be friends with more than one language at a time. Okay? Okay, chat? Whomst be thy font? Did we have something go wrong with our font generator thingy? Why didn't it send anything back? I don't know. It's weird. What font? Okay, so it just must be because he didn't say what font. He said, what's the font name? That makes sense. He's a parser tongue, Harry Potter's cousin. Instead of in snakes, he programs in many languages. True. Even Python. So we have to think about how we would represent a table. No, I think it's just what font. I think it was, we haven't done whomst to be thy font as a regex either. Somehow and for almost everything, but return types and parameters. Nope. The functional. Well, that's on purpose. Like, it doesn't want to imply return types and parameters. It has a different idea of what like inference should be. Yeah. I prefer OCamls though. Like, I love writing this. This is like so. It's just like. This is so beautiful. You think about how many lines this would take to write in Go. Ugh. And then if you wanted to change anything, Go mention, let's go. This really Hindley Milner's my types. Agreed. You mean let's not go. How should we represent a table, chat? Should a table clearly needs to be... Well, so what should we do a list, an array, and a hash map. That's like that's the real trick, I think, is Lua has both underneath the hood for some stuff. And so if it's only integer arrays, it does, I don't know, there's some other tricky things. Yeah, you can use those inside of an area though. I mean, technically you could just use a hash map, right? If it was ordered by keys. Right? Oh, we would have to, but then we would have to have a, like, we would just have to have a value be the thing inside of there, right? Because you can have a hash map of any value. Any value can be there, right? So we would need some, like, key, right? A table needs to have something goofy, like an ID, or like each table has its own ID. Yeah, I'm pretty yeah, from you, I'm pretty sure LuaJit does as well. Do you know or not? I don't know if it's like, if it's confirmed or not. I haven't checked for LuaJit. I knew that regular Lua does that, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it makes complete sense, right? Like, you get a huge speed boost by doing, like, if you just have a list of numbers, both an array and a map, yeah. So we'll probably do the same trick, because that seems pretty fun, right? Where you'd have like, although I was kind of thinking, well, you can access, yeah, I don't know. Like, what if we just used a linked list, like the normal OCaml list for this, and then you just, like, if you were iterating, you'd skip empty ones. It's not very memory efficient though. That's okay. It's Lua. Your memory efficiency should be in the rest of your program. Like, it's just not that part, right? Like that, he's just probably doing it wrong if that's the main goal. This is so cool though. We're actually, we need to think about how we're going to do tables. What are some other, we need to have a function. We need to have function of, I don't know, something like a string. Well, we just have the only types. You know what I mean? Maybe we should just call this, number as well. This seems wrong. This is gonna change everything, right? Yeah. We should just call this number as well. Coroutine. We're gonna have to figure out how to do coroutines. Yeah, so let me think. We have nil. We have booleans. We have numbers. We have strings. We have tables. We have functions. We have user data. We have thread, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the 8 data types. I'm pretty sure, right? So you can do it even if it isn't super friendly. I do hate how Lua passes tables by reference by default. That trips me up. What? So you would want it to copy it every time? You're telling me you want tables to get copied every time they get passed in Lua from you, because that's your only other option. $16 lists, yeah. Right, like, I mean, you wouldn't want that. Copy on right in Lua, yeah. Well, a Lua module from the Western discussion page where you can add any amount of fonts you want to a list. You want to figure it's amazing. Yeah, it's very cool. No, I wish I did it for the top level. I also can't think of a good way to make that work. So I guess you're right. Once again, Famu admits I'm right. Maybe someday he'll finally admit that I wasn't the person that wrote the stupid options code. Maybe this year at VimConf, he can confirm that it wasn't me. Okay? Just watch how fast we will go. My list is not updating. Yeah. Bam. No, you definitely wrote it. We all know it's true. Salt my hammies from you. I have receipts. Lua dialect, but it only has immutable data structures. That would be pretty interesting. Also, we can call on change for all values in Lua. So these are all pretty easy, right? I mean, this is like, we already have nil. We already have nil, right? Nice. Lua.OCaml.js.version2.final. So real. Come on. So we have booleans. Those are pretty easy. Oh, we didn't write it though. Boolean. Did I call it bool over here or something? What do we call it? Oh, right. We just called it true. I think this is easier to just go true here. I forgot that we just called them true and false. No, for real this time. Boolean. Boolean, 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 boolean. Nice reference, Oscar. Dot, you'll be fired if you use this. Okay, so strings are easy. We can do the same thing with strings. Numbers are easy. Those are just all floats. Tables are easy. They're not easy. I don't know, what do we want to do for table? Tables have to have some ID. We could just make like an integer. Right? And that's how we know if two tables are the same table. Because I don't know. I don't even know how we'd want to do that. I'd have to think about how are we going to do tables? It feels like cheating to check what happens in Lua.c. But maybe we should go look at what Lua.c looks like, you know? Zula table equal by ref? It is. Yep. It certainly is. Isn't there a spec? So, I mean, we can just check to see, I guess, if the objects are the same. But I'm worried. I guess some of the stuff should be mutable. Probably, right? So that we can keep the same tables. We also need to have some concept of an environment right now. The environment is also just a table, though. You know what I mean? Like, you just have basically a stack of environments. Yeah, like Lua equals this. Is this? False. They're not the same table. Lua, you know, table X. Lua table X equals table X. Yeah. I mean, we can check physical equals in OCaml. Yeah, one sec. Okay. F's in the chat. Thank you. That's why we have vim.table. There's a deep equals, right? Deep equals. Yeah, deep equal. Deep compare values for equality. Tables are compared recursively until they both provide the equal meta method. All other types are compared using the equality operator. Yeah. So like that's why we write functions like this. It's very deep. Very deep. Thanks, Jordan. Don't worry. I see you in YouTube chat. Don't worry. No ref is true. So anyways, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So does it evaluate function quality by bijectivity? I don't know what that means. You just go like Lua vim.deepCopy equals vim.deepCopy. It just checks literally their functions. Like if you do Lua equals vim.deepCopy, it'll just tell you it's some function. It has some ID somewhere, some pointer value basically for it. So it just checks if they're literally the same, not if their contents or anything else are the same. There's no like deep check functions being the same kind of thing. You need a base reference to obj and then differentiate tables, functions, or other reference types. You're probably right. You probably do need something like that. Yeah, they have some integer ID, which I think is Lua. There's like everything has an ID. You know, I'm pretty sure everything has an ID. But I don't know. Now that I say that. Even primitives? That's what I was trying to think. I'm not sure if integers do. Strings do, I'm pretty sure, because you have OCamLua ref. Right, I'm just thinking about from you like OCamLua ref and how they get garbage collected. Like probably even numbers do, right? Because you're going to want to free the number when you're done. Strings aren't interned? Probably not. I don't think they are in most implementations. We can ask ChatGPT. But I don't think they are. Are strings interned in Lua? I don't think so. Yeah. ChatGPT, hello? Are you dying? Hello? This is so slow. I'm in agony. I'm in agony. Stop. How does Python do it that is differently from Lua? There we go. Strings that are used as variable names, function names, class names, etc. Strings are likely to be used frequently in the text field dictionary, for example, object. Interesting. Each unique string is stored only once, which provides some of the benefits. The approach in Lua is more implicit as a built-in part. Okay, so yeah. That's cool. Okay. We don't have to worry about that so much because we're just gonna let OCaml manage the strings. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's anything in there that like requires them to be the same. We'll just let OCaml handle it. We don't have to worry too much about it. That's the nice thing about just like you're just running it inside OCaml. We're like, it's fine. That's totally fine with me. You can do whatever you want. We do have to think about table and function. I think they probably do need an ID. Because we'll need, that's the only way really we can compare if two functions are the same. Whenever we make a new function, we're going to give it a new ID. Whenever we make a new table, we're going to give it a new ID. Right? For strings, numbers, bools, we don't need those. Well, you'll have to handle string formatting. Yeah, we can do string formatting. That's fine. I was just saying like in terms of storing and comparing. Well, according to ChatGPT, it does the same basically. Okay. Oh, that's true. Dictionary operations. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so a table, if we're thinking of like what would we want to put inside of a table, we'd have like type table. What would you have? You'd have some ID, some integer, I guess. Probably that's the easiest one to do. And then you'd have some like array, right? I don't know. We could use dynamic array, OCaml. I think there was one. What? I thought this got merged. This is from so long ago. Din array to standard lib. What version of OCaml is this? Standard lib.din array. Yep. Yeah, I know that part, D'Artagnan. Yep. Implement, compare, and equal. When was this merged? What OCaml version does this get into? Din array. So there's no pointer comparison. There is. That's structural equality, I think. Or no. Yeah, right. Which one? Din array. Yeah, so it must not be in 5.1.1. It must be in 5.2. I mean, we could use 5.2. I don't care. We probably would have a big win from doing this din array stuff. Right? Dummies. This is only 5 days ago? Oh, I was looking at the top. Oh, yeah, you're right. 5 days ago. 5 days ago is when it was actually merged. I don't see any auto completion yet. Try LSP info. They have an array, but it's not a dynamic array. 5 days ago, probably in trunk. Should we? Should we, chat? We just switch our OCaml version to... the only thing is I don't know if... Well, shouldn't... I would think core.din array. But we'll see. We'll see. 'Cause I think probably what we want to do, right, is we want to do like... Because that's... Just use a regular. The link you sent doesn't work. Real. Doesn't load for me. I think it's not deployed yet. Because like it was just 5 days ago. But it's a lot simpler for us to put stuff inside of here. Because, okay, so here's an example of what can happen, right? In Lua, you can just go like... Table insert table like 37 high, right? Like you can just put it anywhere. Okay, well now we got to put a bunch of empty linked list nodes in the middle and like do all, I don't know. We should just put, we make a dynamic array and then we can have it, we don't even have to make it mutable, right? Because it's like internally mutable, which is nice. So there's just a bunch of stuff where it feels like it would be a lot better if we did that. So we'll see. I'm not convinced we're gonna do it today. We probably won't stream for too much longer anyways. Just do index value. We might end up doing that. I do wonder if we should have... Does OCaml have a cheating thing where it says... Or I mean, Lua. Does Lua have integers? Or does it just pretend to have integers? Not 5.3. I go, but it's pretending. Number is 32-bit integers under certain conditions. Optimization part of its trace compiler that detects what numbers being used as integers and thus. Okay, so it does pretend. This makes sense. We can try and solve this problem for ourselves later. The only problem is like, okay, so if we do, so maybe we shouldn't even do this. I'm wondering if we shouldn't even do this because, oh man. Like, we don't even really have integers. So how are we going to put them in array? What's the problem with using hash table? That's what I'm thinking. We should just do insert at 37 is number 37. We'll do high. That's what I was just going to say. Maybe we should just start. We'll do the simple version with just a hash table. And then we can use a map. Yeah. Yeah. I just don't know if we can guarantee. Doesn't Lua treat all of it as keys? Yes. Yeah, but I'm saying like, so we'll do the simple way first and we can do the more complicated way later, right? So this would just be like, I don't know. We could call it like impl or something. I don't care. Hash table. We got to make a new one probably. We use Jane Street's one or something too. Module value table is hash. Isn't it like make or something? I always forget how this actually works. But maybe you need to want to store a list to look up sequence keys for I pairs. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying as well, Oscar. Yeah. Well, so then I was trying to think, what if we give our own hashable? We could make sure that numbers always sort less than everything else. Right? You know what I'm saying? So like numbers always sort to here. And then for I pairs, we would just like do all of the numbers until like we could do something like that, right? Where we could sort of just cheat. Like we can store them in the hash table in a way that's good. I always forget how to do, I always forget what I'm supposed to do to do this though. Hash, we need value table. Oh, how can I make a table for value if this type is inside of this type? So like I want to put table here, right? But a value table has to hold values. So then now I'm thinking, how can I make this? How can I make this be this type if it depends on this type? Oh, you can do recursive modules. Dang. Okay. I've never had to do that before. So that makes struct key t type like comparison. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, we do need a recursive module of pain with functor. Yeah, like this seems really hard to do. Tried it once, never again. Oh no, that's not a good sign for me. I want to make a table. I want to make a table that can have keys of type value. But that's actually pretty hard when the table itself is part of this definition. That's kind of hard. Probably we do need to do 2 recursive modules. Do I have to provide SIGs? You must provide signatures. That is pretty annoying. I mean, okay, so this part's not crazy. That's the painful part. The turtles, they do be all the way down. They do be all the way down right now. Okay, well, let's just try this really quick and then we'll probably be done. The table keys capture on value or identity. Oh, that's a good point. We could instead make, right, so maybe we should do type, and we can say like identity to table, my table. And right, we could turn values into that type. Right. So then it would just be like, okay, so then what we need to do is we would just have an int table, basically, right? Then everything definitely needs to have an int ID, right? And we just assign nil and true and false and the other ones at the start, right? Like nil gets ID 0, true gets 1, false gets 2. Don't know how we're going to do numbers. Kind of annoying. Separate the keys of value can also allow value. You could separate the values a key can allow, but all values a key can allow are of type value. All values need voter ID to participate in the table lookup. True. True. Never mind. False. Oh my goodness. Chat, I did not sleep enough last night, okay? I was up late recording that video. So the key cannot be table. Yeah. The keys can be tables, but tables also have IDs. Right, so basically what we're going to say is we're going to say like, yeah, you can do this. That's no problem. Anything can be a key. Anything can be a key. This isn't filthy JavaScript, okay? We can actually put things in tables. Keys to values. Tables all the way down. So I think probably what we want to do is we want to have something like module, at tier 2. Hey, thank you, Simon. Right now, we could just say int, right? Like... well, we could say like this. These keys feel dirty. I've used it. I've used functions as keys. I've used functions as keys. There's many good reasons to do so, yeah. What? Wait, why? Lua, imagine you have a table like this. Function, something here, return condition, end, right? And then some value. Okay, then you have another function. And then you want to register other ways possibly later to be able to get a condition and value. Right? Like the key is the thing that determines whether it's good or not. So then you loop over this with pairs. It's just a table of conditions and then some result that you want to do. Hello from Istanbul. Oh, well, welcome. It's just easy, chat. Why wouldn't you want to be able to put whatever you want inside the table? It's tables all the way down. And then you can also register other ones later and all this other stuff, right? Why not a list of function value pairs? Yeah, but why a list of function value pairs? You just does the same thing, except worse. Why put them in a list then? I could just have them as key values. Plus, you can store other things besides just functions. Because some of them could be functions like this, and then other ones could be like strings. It doesn't really matter. It's just Lua. You just write it however you're feeling like that day. No one asks how. Should the key be a reference and then you compare on the content to find the good value? Shouldn't the key be a reference and then you compare? Are you saying, what do you mean list.get is just weird? I don't get it, man. Well, you can't get it back out. It's only for iterating. Right? I mean, you can also store, like, if you have the identity of things. It's like only useful for iterating, basically, right? Because you don't compare them. Identifier 0 or 1 base. Oh, it's 1. So I'm thinking, right? Like, I think what we need to do instead, let's try and make something here. Module value, right? And we'd have like type value, and we're gonna basically take this part here. Zoop. But then we need to have like type T, and T is, I don't know, I would do something like this. Identifier.T value. Logo fn's function and fn equals 1. Yeah, that's, but I'm saying that's the same thing. Oh, Oscar, you're just saying how it's 1 based? That's funny. Because for some stuff, we're going to need to do like an int. Some stuff's going to be a float. I don't know if there's any other ones where we have, like, these are going to all have IDs. The float one is kind of goofy because it doesn't have an ID. Actually, we don't do this. We don't do this. We do this. We make this T. Table also has an identifier, T. Does a bool or nil need an ID? We need some way to look it up. We still need a way for it to get looked up, basically. So we do let ID, our identifier, T. We can just say nil. I don't know. You just go like, this doesn't work because we would want to say like, Oh. Pff. What's the string? Function name? Nothing yet. It's just a lie. This is just a lie. Just for me to remember that I'm going to do something with this. Would that just be value? I don't know yet. I have to think quite a bit about how this part's gonna get structured. Right, so then the rest of these are like table. Who did we miss? Table? Oh, we missed string. Maybe we'll just make a string one as well. Like numbers and strings will kind of have their own. I'm not going to try and, at least to start with, I'm not going to try and give strings unique identifiers and all this other stuff, right? Like we'll just compare the strings. Later, maybe we can add identifiers to these. I don't really know. I don't really want to think about it for right now. So we can have like let, you know, ID is ref 0. Get ID. Anchor current ID, right? Can't I just do this? Oh, but this just returns the same one, right? Something like that, right? Because like numbers, we don't want to keep any extra info for, right? We don't want to keep any extra info for numbers. How does it look for each complex text, just tables, functions, etc. I guess we can maybe do that. That's not a bad idea as well. Yeah, because we could just have like we could just have the floats one, we could just have a strings one, and we could just have like a, right? We could just have a different one for each of these, I guess. Yeah, that's not a bad plan either. It's a little bit. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. The problem is we still need this identifier for things because we still need to be able to say like, I want it to be this table. Right? I think probably. I guess let me think about it. Could you just pass the table directly to them as a value? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. What could we do it without identifiers? Where we, yeah, okay, yeah, in the type value of table ID, function of function ID. Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, we could maybe do that too. I'm wondering if maybe we don't even need IDs. What if we don't need IDs and we just use OCaml's garbage collector, and so then okay, so you make two strings, you're gonna compare them by strings. You make two functions, they're always gonna fail. They're not the same function. That's okay. That's easy peasy. We can do that by just physically checking if they're equal to each other. Rare valid use case of equals. Exactly. This way is good because we're gonna let numbers and bools and strings just be their own little goodies here. Yeah, and then values tables would have an identifier. So when we make a new table, like we're always gonna call new table, we'd get a new ID. We'd set this to here. Well, what if we just call new table? And table just has a... Oh, the problem... Okay, so then each table always has to have all these different hash tables. It's kind of annoying, right? So it'd be like type table needs to have... What would you would write it like something crazy, right? Basically, you'd have to have like, you know, it can't hold nil, so that's fine. There's no keys with nils, right? So it'd have like bool fields or something like this, right? And this one actually you could just go like if you were just doing this manually, you know what I mean? You would just go like true and false or something, right? You'd have like true field. How would you deal with mutating table that's held in multiple variables then? We would make it mutable like this. Right. I feel like, and this would just hold a value. We'd have to make this at the same time we're making the value. Multiple definitions of table. We'll do table like this then for now. Right, it would have like, we could have like true field, false field value, which is pretty funny. You'd have like mutable numbers, which would be some like float value, you know, map, something like this, or hash table dot t, right? Should not be a function. I don't really, hash table should take this and this. Oh, but this doesn't have not a function. The expected type is a px deriving runtime float. I don't know how to make this actually work though. So something like this, right? Or we could just do float value list, something like this. This one's not good for right now. This obviously is not what you would do. I don't know what I need to do to make this into the right type for this. Because then it's like, okay, so then a table, what would it have? It would have of type table like this, right? Yeah, we can remove core. Yeah. We can just remove it for now. Map T. Right, we can do map. Right, okay, so we can go module float map or float table is hash table. Do I need to make a new one here? Float struct T is float. Let compare is compare, something like this. This is what I need to do. Equal. Not sure. Not abuse hash table. Only with map. Okay, nice. Like this. Unbound value hash table equal. Oh, it doesn't have it for deriving. Because we never... Oh, because these have show, equal, and ORed. So I have to make a new module and then I could drive these maybe or something like this. Oh, I meant to have a global table for tables and functions. Then the value type is easy. Just hash, and a value would just be a hash table from value to value. Oh, I see what you're saying. So we have some global symbols table or something like this. Each thing has an identifier. The identifier is stored in that. So then, yeah. Anyways, this part doesn't actually matter right now. We can solve this part later. This is also pretty appealing because you can iterate over the numbers and you can look up other stuff, but Oh, okay, cool. Cool. That makes sense. What else what's another option of how we could store this? I have to think about it some more. Okay, I think I'm done because I am tired. Just watch the next video.